If you are not a logical person, don't bother to watch this video.
Do we need men?
Yes.
Starting with you, going around the table.
Do I need a man? No. Do I personally need a man? No. Does the world need women, men alike? Yeah.
Then yeah, I don't think we need men.
Yeah.
I would go straight to debunking the lies and truths in this dialogue. Firstly, men and women need each other for survival, so her answer is bullshit. Secondly, how possible is it that the world needs men, but she doesn't? Or is she not part of the world? Let me see your answers in the comments.
I am completely okay with going off-grid, living on an island. In peace.
How would you get to the island?
Build a boat.
You would build the boat yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I just have one last follow-up on this, and then I'll let it go.
Yeah.
What is a solenoid? Solenoid? Okay. Inside of your car, there's a battery. What voltage is it? Okay.
12. I don't know.
Simple question. How would you go about sharpening a knife?
How would I go about sharpening a knife?
Keep a home running with electricity? You shake your head, but do you keep a home running with electricity?
The room is suddenly too silent for people that claim they can survive alone. I don't actually blame them for not knowing, because these are men's roles. This is a good reason why men are needed in the society.
50%.
He's saying if women are if men were eradicated, the women would just totally, their civilization would
Yes,
just,
it would crumble.
collapse, yeah.
It would crumble.
But the same is in reverse.
No, no. It would suck for men. Men would be very upset.
That's just
but because
dominant,
men
right?
occupy these positions of when it comes to critical infrastructure, yeah, it would be terrible for men too.
Women engineers
There would be
don't
problems.
exist?
Also argue men are aggressive, they're naturally, fighters. You could also argue they'd take each other all the fuck out.
I don't think you could argue that. Because we could do it now, and women couldn't stop it. I mean, so you wouldn't disagree, right? That if men collectively decided to take each other and women out, there's not anything women could do about that, right?
I disagree. I think women could stop that, yes.
Doing what? What could they do if men decided to do that? What
I
could
think
women do about it?
generally, I talk about the gender differences, right? Men are physical. Women and men who are strong and confident men will admit women are
Private
verbal, we're manipulative, we're cunning in a different way mentally.
Yeah, but you're
where
changing
men
this
act-
scenario, so let me try
I'm
it
not
again.
changing the scenario.
If men
Women would use their minds.
collectively decided to
Women
do
would
this.
use their verbal ability, their manipulation, their whatever it is.
Let's
to
say
stop
men
it.
ignored all that. What could women do about it?
But that's predicated on men would ignore all that.
That's right. It's a hypothetical, which is predicated upon the conditional that they decided to do X thing. What could women do about it?
Run away. Like, that's pretty much it. I mean, we could think
You're
but
missing
we
my
could build
point.
together and then
Everyone
fight
has access
back.
to
Like, I
weapons.
don't.
We could build a woman army. All we need is the technology. We don't need the bronze. We just need the tools, Queen. Like, we could all join together and have our own guns, and I
But
could protect my home and my family from anyone.
On the daily influenced by women and what women think, how
I
they
agree.
dress, how they act.
Sure.
So you're telling me if women are saying a certain thing, they're just going to be like, "Bye, bitch," and ignore them, except for maybe some of the.
Well, I don't know. Have you
Neanderthals
ever?
in your comments? The dudes who watch my show, by the
do
way,
you
are fucking
agree
awesome.
right this second that there is a huge swath of planet Earth where men not only dismiss what women say, but say, "Shut the fuck up and put on this hat, or else." Do you agree or disagree with that?
Say that again.
That there's a large swath of this planet we currently live in, and cultures where they go, "Shut the fuck up, I don't care about your opinion. Now put on this little hat, or else."
Of course. And how is that working out for them?
Fine.
About Iran. Is it fine?
Yeah, well,
You think they?
what I'm asking you is,
you want to go to Iran? For
what
a
I'm
day?
asking
think
you
that's fine?
isn't.
Come on.
What I'm asking you is, if men collectively, which they right this second do, not in hypothetical land, right this second they go,
hypothetical land.
all of you are second-class citizens, like they do right now in large swaths of planet Earth. What can women do about that?
Get rid of as many of them as you can before they get
Let her answer.
Okay.
What can women do about that if men
Fight
collectively...
against it.
How?
Do you want us to say that we can't do anything and like want
Is that gonna make
No,
like,
I just want an
They
argument.
can fight however the fuck, kick, scream, tear, whatever the fuck. Don't.
Well, I don't understand. Why aren't the women over there doing that then? Fight kicking and tearing.
We fight back and we get murdered.
Right.
Now,
So
my question is, why do most women love to argue and beat about the bush, only to still admit to the truth? The question was simple, yet complicated for some people. She argued that men cannot subdue women, but still agreed that women will be slaughtered and left helpless if they tried to fight back. Who else is confused here? That's by the way. Let's keep watching.
the question, is it true that if men collectively say tomorrow women have no more rights, that they don't? Is it true or isn't it?
Unfortunately,
It's not
yeah.
true.
Okay, so then what could
That is
women
such
actually do about
bullshit.
it?
What I just said.
Then how come in the nations where that is descriptively true now, they don't and can't?
It's not
They're
that they
fearful.
can't, it's they're
Exactly.
afraid to.
They absolutely could.
Afraid
They're
to
out there. They
why?
protest.
because of what men could do to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of
Who, by
force,
the way, are the ones caught in brothels
because
doing all
of
kinds
force.
shit, but women
be-
have to be dressed.
But you're
head
making
to
my
toe,
point
okay?
because of force doctrine. So they're terrified.
I'm Persian Army.
They're terrified due to force doctrine. They're terrified that men can use overwhelming force to hurt them if they don't comply, right?
I, again, have never pretended like men aren't bigger and stronger biologically.
But this is
than
my whole
women.
point
Like,
is-
science
So
comes.
then I don't know what you're arguing, that if men collectively decided then that they did want to take all rights from women, that women really couldn't do much about that.
Well, why do you want us to
They can
admit
take
that?
those
so
rights
bad?
away, but
that's what
that's
I'm
not
wondering.
gonna
Because-
prevent a
women
reaction.
And the yapping never truly ends. These women here would do anything but just accept the truth. Now she is trying to be emotional. Instead of saying, yes, it's true, they would rather argue about how the statement makes them feel. Why do you have to explain things for these people as if you are explaining to a toddler? Since when did the truth become dependent on how we feel about it? Or does our feelings validate the truth these days?
I'll explain.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think that the best state for a human being to be in is absent the state of delusion. Absent the state of delusion. And so when I hear people say things which clearly make no sense and are delusional, right, I will usually walk them through a thought exercise so that they can determine this core thing that I believe is built on a house of cards and is bullshit. This is how you change people's minds and how you change their worldview, by attacking the pillars in which their false beliefs are built. In this case, tons and tons of women in modernity do not want to acknowledge the difference in force doctrine, instead banking towards things that they don't even understand, like basic technology, solenoids, car volt battery. I mean, this is like really basic stuff. And most women in modernity don't know it because they don't have to know it. But even were we to take all of the collective information of men somehow and transfer it into the brains of women, now they know everything men know, right? To the letter, everything that men know. If men collectively, due to force doctrine, still decided that women would be second class to men, I still don't really know what women could do about that.
I kind of do, but I want you to talk.
I
Sorry.
just guess we won't know until if that were to potentially happen.
But it's happening now.
No, I know, but I'm saying in America, if we're talking about America specifically.
Yeah, but I
like,
mean,
if
okay.
this were, but I know that you're saying it's already happening.
It's already, well,
And I
it's
know-
the
Make an
case now.
army
And
fight. If
No,
you
I know, but
if
that's
it's
what we're saying
sacrifice.
is that's the only option is to fight back or die. So it's confusing. I'm just wondering what's your point, because
Fight back or
I
die, yeah.
agree with you that if men decided right now, then yeah, I would have no,
Right.
unless we all rose up. But even in that,
Even in
we
that,
don't know.
yeah.
But what's the point? Like, why do you want women to authenticate that or validate that?
Well, I want to make sure that we're not living in a state of delusion where what's going on is that men are being taken for granted because women are living under a false belief that they can do what men can do. This is just one example of many where it's very clear that they cannot. And it's also a great example of the benevolence of men towards women, considering that they can do this, acknowledged by you, but don't.
I think that we really need to instill in men, and I feel like this is something everybody on this panel can and should agree on, to be good men, to be respectful, respect themselves, respect women, be strong and have dignity. Bill Maher just did a great
That's
segment
perfect.
on
That's
this.
the core of my argument. My argument is saying men are already good and they're already benevolent.
How do you explain the comments?
Stop. Let me finish my argument, then respond. I just let you give yours.
That's fair.
My argument is they're already good and they're already benevolent because they already can do this and they don't. They don't do it and they can, but they don't.
So why don't they? Because it seems like we are on the same page.
They don't do it for a specific reason. And this is because men value ontologically human life, male and female. They value both sets of it. They also value the feelings of children. They value the feelings of women. They value the feelings of other men. They're not evil, in other words. They're not ontologically evil. And they don't believe women are ontologically evil.
Right.
That's why they, generally speaking, even in these societies which you would consider megala oppressive, when you talk to a lot of the women who are in those societies, they don't think that they're oppressed.
Well, they're brainwashed.
And now we have come to the end of this video, and this last part has helped us learn that men are not as bad as some people has painted them to be. There shouldn't be a need for a gender war of any sorts. Rather, both genders should be loving and kind to each other, because we are on Earth to cooperate and not fight. Only the top 1% of logical people would understand this video. Tell me what you think in the comments, like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you and have a wonderful day.